Times that Peaches song. I don't know how y'all like that shit. It's not good. With the help from Princess Peach, Mario gets ready to square off against the all-powerful Bowser to stop his plans from conquering the world. That's not what his plans were. That is what HBO or the Google says about the Super Mario Brothers movie. And if you know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. We do a one-sentence review for everything we do. So, Lisa, go ahead and give us your one-sentence review for the Super Mario Brothers movie. I can read.
Super Mario Brothers one-sentence review. It's okay.
Jason, go ahead.
I'm a one sentence for Super Mario Brothers is this should be called Average Mario and His Brother.
Damn, guys. All right. For me, this is the movie that Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo should have made back in the old days of 1993.
Oh, so true. So true. All right. As always, like I said, for our reviews, we start off with love. So we're going to give us the pros. And since, let's start with Lisa this time. I'm going to switch it up. Lisa,
ladies first.
Please tell us what are your pros of Super Mario Brothers.
Putting a white lady in front of black dudes all the time.
Okay. Can you, I'm Mexican.
I got to be me.
Very much.
I got to be me.
Thank you very much. So I feel like I should preface with I definitely didn't want to see this movie at all. I was excited that y'all didn't even mention this, and I was like, yes. And then James was like, do you want to go see Super Mario? And I was like, no, but I'll go watch it with you. And he was just like, okay. And then y'all are like, Super Mario Brothers for the podcast. Well, I was like,
if we didn't wait 2 weeks, we wouldn't have done it.
It's fine. Okay. So anyway, so the pros, if you just know where my heart is coming from. Okay. So pros. It was funnier than I thought it was going to be. I loved seeing all the different worlds, the music, so the soundtrack or the score, and Donkey Kong.
All right.
That's it.
I'm gonna give a rebuttal.
Jason. All
Donkey
right.
Kong sucks because it's just Seth Rogen.
You suck. That's my rebuttal.
I think that's a fair rebuttal.
Fair rebuttal to that rebuttal. You're absolutely right about that.
Jason, your pros.
My pros for the Super Mario Brothers movie. It actually uses the iconography of Mario games to make it feel like you're watching the story of the game.
Nerd. Sorry.
Right there. That's for you. If you're listening to this, I am flicking off Jason right now.
Subscribe to our Patreon and then you can see what's happening.
Rebuttal, nerd.
Why don't you go back to Nerd Town, nerd? The voice acting for this is a pro. It's also pretty good, including Seth Rogen and Chris Pratt a little bit. Plus, they have a fun use of cameos and a fun use of the original voice acting for Mario. Number 3 would be the animation style is bright and vibrant and completely captures the energy of a Super Mario Brother game. This feels like the various references to the games don't really feel like they're superfluous or lazy or just tacked on just for the fun.
Why is this like an essay? I love you. I'm sorry. I just don't understand. What is happening
honestly,
right now, Jason?
I was less excited about writing this one than I was about Dungeons and Dragons.
What are we listening to?
Look, that's why I rebutted with nerd. You didn't feel it.
I'm sorry.
You didn't feel the analytical.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I took AP English. I didn't go to college like you.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
And this has been literally the most character development that Peach has ever gotten, ever. That would be my pro.
Are you discounting Super Mario Brothers 2? Are you discounting the video game that made you play as Peach?
Yes, I'm discounting that because she didn't get any character development there ever. She could just float because she wore a dress.
Hey, it helped her in this movie. All right. Yeah. Any other pros that you got?
No, that's it. Because apparently they're too analytical.
I didn't say they were too analytical. I just said, what am I listening to?
All right, you listen to me trying to struggle to get pros out of this for this movie.
I'm gonna give Lisa what she wants. Pros. They got this right. They accomplished to make a video game movie that worked without me rolling my eyes every 5 seconds. Another pro, Peach is awesome in this movie. It's great to see that she's not the damsel and actually has urgency and knows what she's doing. Pro, all I'm gonna say is Jack Black. We all know. Pro, the animation is amazing in this. Never realized how much I dislike Minions until I saw this. I was like, oh, this is what like animation should really look like.
It's the same company.
Oh, I know. That's what I said. That's why I didn't realize.
Y'all could have done this the whole entire time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Pro, actually, for what the movie is, it is very short, and it's very rare that I've seen like a 90-minute movie. And we review movies all the time, and I was like 92 minutes. Whoo! That felt like a brisk jog in the park. I mean, you can see from my weight, I don't jog in the park or jog, but in my mind, of entertainment.
Patreon, you can see.
Right there, you go.
You see pictures of his feet too, if you want.
Yep, I can.
You don't want to see those. You don't want to see those.
If
Right.
you do, just hit up our DMs and let us know.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Any rebuttals?
No, I think you're pretty spot on with all those.
You said it felt like a brisk walk in the park. Does that mean that it didn't feel too long, or what
Yeah, it didn't feel long to me. It didn't feel long to me at this point. No, sorry, let me change it. I think it might have had pacing issues, but I'm saying that the fact that it was still 90 minutes, I was like, oh, all right, this is over. Okay, I'm good.
Our butt that did feel a little long for me because I did end up taking a little bit of a nap halfway through this.
I definitely did. Man. James had to wake me up.
I took a little bit of nap.
For sure.
Roughly around the third act, I was asleep.
There was one time where he's like, it's almost over. I'm like, this is the longest 90 minutes of my life.
So cons. I should have been in your pros. You got sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to shoot over the cons, and this is going to be enjoyable. Lisa, what are your cons for Super Mario? Super Mario.
Mario from Long Island. Mario.
They made Luigi a dodo, and I didn't like that. I would have liked to see more of Luigi's Mansion. They kind of hinted at that, and then that was it.
Sequel.
And then I think the movie had really bad pacing.
Any rebuttals, Jason?
No, she's good.
All right. Jason, what are your cons?
You and Alex and Jaren were talking about this, but this is my number one con, is that Peach's song felt like a first draft to me. Like,
oh, it is.
Peach's what?
The Peach's song felt like a first draft. Oh. It really felt like they were like, Jack Black, oh, you can sing us a song. And Jack Black's like, right now? They're like, yeah, right now. It's like, yeah, you can give me a couple of days. I can come up with no. Just sing us a song right now. And I'm like, this is the worst.
It was very tenacious.
Oh. Rebuttal. Lisa hit it right on the head. I was like, it feels like Tenacious D. That's what made it all.
Tenacious D is actually funny, though.
That was funny.
Funny.
Rebuttal. The song was funny. Yes.
It was a first draft, in my opinion.
But I agree with that. I agree that this is probably off the dome. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. This is a con. I did fall asleep during this. Especially that whole card section. I don't know what happens.
Rainbow Road.
I don't.
Oh, that part was great.
They were getting to the cards, and I'm like, oh, this is about to be the card part. And then I'm waking up, and then I'm fighting Bowser. And I'm like, what happened to the cards?
No, that was a great scene. That's a shame you missed that, because that was one of my favorite scenes, was the cards.
In my defense, we went to go watch this at 10 a.m. after I stayed up late drinking that Friday morning, and I was just tired.
Friday morning?
I was drinking. No, we went on Saturday morning. I said stayed up late drinking Friday afternoon. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Oh,
Friday evening, because we went to the Braves game, and I just.
Man, we about to check you in a rehab, bro. We want to be like, you started drinking Friday morning.
What the hell is happening here?
Y'all never get up at 8:30 and just crack open a beer?
Okay.
Or 6.
Okay.
You're telling too much about your life. Tell too much about your life.
This is all on the interwebs. You might want to just.
My last con is Chris Pratt is probably a douchebag in real life.
Probably.
That's it.
No strong. Lisa, any rebuttals?
already said I think that the song was great. It was very Tenacious D. I love Jack Black, so that was my rebuttal to that. I thought that was hilarious.
All right, my cons. Opposed to Lisa's, I was going to do that, but I'm like, I'll save it for my cons. I thought it was too many needle drops. I thought the songs in here, like, oh, let's put all the popular songs in here to make you guys like feel something. I thought it was just lazy. And no, don't worry, it worked for the cheap seats because I popped the first couple of songs, but after like the third needle drop, I was like, okay, guys, we get it. You paid rights and you have the rights to these songs. We get it. I agree. They could have used more Luigi and a more efficient and better Luigi. Yes, you can have him afraid because that's what he is in Luigi's Haunted Mansion, but
not
he's
in
also
number 2
resourceful.
for Mario Brothers 2. He could jump higher.
yes, you should have gave him more urgency. I think this, and then my last one, and it's a huge problem with the movie, is that it's Mario. Mario's my con in it because I felt like they should have. Well, I feel like they should have trended Mario. The archetype for this is, I call it the Marty McFly. Marty McFly is a loser, but he finds a way to still be charming and charismatic in his loserdom that also makes you support and root for him to want to win. But if you look at Marty just out on plans, Marty McFly is a loser. Mario was a loser here, but at no point did I ever want to root for Mario being a winner because he was selfish. He only cared about his brother. So all the stuff to help to save the kingdom, that was just by proxy because he wanted to find his brother. He dragged his brother into that business that was not doing well. And from what it seemed like, they weren't even really good plumbers. So the fact you drove them into that business and you weren't really that good at your job was kind of disturbing for me a bit.
Yeah, because that wasn't very clear. Were they good plumbers or not?
No.
Rebuttal.
It seemed like they were great, but then like happenstance kept getting in their
Mario
way.
was an excellent plumber. It's just that damn dog.
That scene was funny. I butt-busted during that.
Especially catching him with the plunger. That was pretty cute.
I also think the stuff that isn't the needle drops, but the music-wise was really, really good. It's just I would agree with you with those when they just insert modern song here. It just took you out of the movie completely. But everything that was like actual like a score that actually brought in like the various Mario themes. That shit was excellent. That shit was so great. Why do y'all just do that the whole entire movie? We don't need.
I agree.
All these modern ass songs in this movie. We don't need them. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that would be a rebuttal to that.
Yeah, I just thought. But yeah, I think Mario's characterization, and I could be off. I always just outside of his tormenting of Donkey Kong and the original Jumpman, I always felt like Mario's always been like the leader, take charge, kind of blah, blah, blah. It's always the vibe they gave him in other incarnations. I felt like this one was just like a loser. And he just happened to get lucky that he fell down a drain and became a hero. Like, that's what I really felt
like. I guess I'll do this.
Right.
I suppose.
He got lucky.
My mom will be mad if I don't bring my brother back. Because we're 40-year-old men that live at home. Like, how old are you guys? Like, really? Got full-on bushy mustaches. I did like the scene where they actually were at home with their family. I thought that was hilarious.
It was,
even though like, damn, these guys are not successful, but they're business starters. They went out and started a business, and y'all clowning on them. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
How you grow up Italian? How you grow up Italian? You don't like no mushrooms.
Walk in here.
yeah. You don't like mushrooms. Get out.
I did grow up
Mario.
Black and don't like fried chicken, so I guess I can get it.
Okay.
Difference.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, difference. Anybody had a favorite Easter egg or anything that you saw that you were like, oh, you kind of pop for?
So I kind of like, I didn't feel like. So Easter egg to me means like it's kind of hidden, like it'll be like
it's not hidden.
And nothing was hidden. Yeah, like
That's
it was
true.
just
That's
all in your face, like everything, and maybe there were a few like hidden gems, but I didn't see any because I was too busy with them just like throwing the entire fucking Yoshi race in your face. And
you see Yoshi, Yoshi guys.
See, there's Yoshi. There's all the colors. Like it's just like it's just like little things like that, but my favorite Nintendo game period in all of Nintendo is Donkey Kong Country for the Super NES.
Great one.
And so I loved when they were in like the cart, like driving, and it looked like you're going through Donkey Kong Country. That was my favorite, and I was very excited to see that.
I do actually have a fun Easter egg that I thought was cool, even though it's kind of on the nose. The original voice of Mario, Chris Martinet, is playing Giuseppe, the little Jumpman guy, and I thought that was cute. And he's also Mario's dad too. So yeah. And I did laugh when they did in the commercial, the original, try to do the voices.
It's me,
it's me, Mario.
Mario.
I thought that was funny. But yeah, Giuseppe, they got a job.
right. Actually, my favorite Easter egg is the fact that, like, because this movie did amazingly well, we may possibly get like a Nintendo universe. Because you saw the little stuff in there like Pac-Man and blah. And I'm more excited about, which Jason and Lisa, you probably do. Like maybe at one point we get a Metroid and get a Legend of Zelda. Like, because this makes so much money, I feel like it has to be on the table now. Like
Zelda would be so good.
They should
There's
do a live
so
action
much.
Zelda.
No, stop that.
Yeah. I'm with Lisa. Do the animation. Do the animation. I'm with Lisa.
They already did a Zelda cartoon.
We need more animation and less live action shit. I'm telling you, the fact that they're doing live action Harry Potter, I don't want to get off the subject of this, but animation. We're talking about magic. We're talking about all this shit. Animate. Stop it with the live action people. I'm over it.
Right.
Stop using real people.
Stop.
Money
For real.
and jobs.
It gives you too much limits. Like animators need jobs and food too. Okay. So
yeah, and they're gonna get paid the least on these movies.
Well, we need to fix things. Okay, changes have to start from the bottom. Jason.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you 100%. I'm just saying that they will be the least paid on the project if it's animated. That's it.
Here's something I've seen make the rounds: was the script too lazy? And my lab, people are saying that it was very. Like, oh, Mario gets here, then he gets that. Oh, he gets trained, and now he's on a very shit. Like, it felt very like Mario didn't earn anything. Everything was just falling in his lap consistently that made it work. So was the script too lazy?
The script is lazy as it is specifically designed for small children to follow along. This is a kids movie. 100 like
yeah, I agree with that. So it's a kids,
and doesn't mean
100%.
And doesn't mean kids' movies are simplistic or they're less than. I'm just saying sometimes you got to write for your audience, and all the 4 and 5-year-olds in the audience for me, they were fucking having a great time. So
yeah.
Well, and also, and I think maybe because with Illumination, we're used to Minions and Despicable Me, which kind of still have that adult humor, and almost like Shrek has that, like it's a kids movie, but it's still very much kind of written for adults. And this movie does not have is just could be a Tinkerbell movie. Like it is a kids movie.
It's like, oh, is there gonna be an adult joke in here? No.
Like at all. It's a kids movie made for kids and there was nothing, which is kind of crazy to think, because so James and I were talking about this. It was very heavy in Nintendo 64 land. It had a lot of Nintendo 64 stuff, like, so it was a lot of stuff that like our kids know because we've brainwashed them to like everything that we like a good millennial parent. However, there are other kids who don't know that and aren't aware of those things. But so he had said, like, I'm surprised that they didn't do more like OG Mario stuff. And I, as we're talking about it, I was like, oh, because it was probably written by millennials. This movie was probably written by millennials who in the prime were playing the 64. Nintendo 64. And that's what, so they're doing that. So maybe millennials are making it for their kids, and that's it. But it is,
because I mean, even though they have like Goombas and Koopas and stuff. Like, you know, there's no birdie in this. Like, so like a lot of millennials, like Super Mario Brothers 2 would have been like the earliest version of it. So they would be barely on their radar, right? Versus like, especially if you are a younger millennial, you would have definitely had your earliest memory would have been either the Super Nintendo Super Mario Brothers or the Mario 64, which is what basically 100% is either came from that or came from this, and that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's about it. There was a few like Paper Marios and there was a few like Mario Odyssey, but it was really just all 64.
Mario Odyssey. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions or any moments they want to highlight or low light or?
I did fall asleep, so
yeah. But there were times like it was weird to me that I fell asleep because there were times where I was like really enjoying the movie.
Yeah, I was super engaged.
Laughing. And I was like, this shit's so funny. And like, I'm surprised that, because I remember there was one moment where I was just like, I can't believe that I'm actually laughing at this movie because I thought it was going to be straight trash. And then literally the next minute, it's like, yo, wake up. Like, it's almost over. And I'm like, what
happened? I definitely, because I did not want to see this movie at all. I thought this was going to be straight garbage. And I was like, this is surprisingly not garbage. Except for Chris Pratt as a person, obviously.
Big facts.
Allegedly.
Number one fans out here. Nothing
proven. I'm still gonna watch in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But yeah,
sure.
I'm surprised.
They're not monsters.
That I was like, I fell asleep, especially during I guess the most thrilling part, which is the kart racing. So
yeah,
take that as a review.
Yeah,
I feel like if you really like the thing that amused me and bothers me at the movie at the same time is like to use a very crude term. I feel like they like kind of blew their wad in this one. Like you already did like
yes,
you did Mario Kart, you did like what's the sequel going to be about? Like like you gave us a lot in this one. Like it almost felt like you weren't sure if this would work, so you gave it your all, and then at the end said, "Oh, just in case it does work, we'll put a little something there for the, posting in credits."
Yeah.
But I felt like they went all in.
Even though he's my favorite character, obviously.
God, I always play with Yoshi. I love him. He's great.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
No, but I must say, I think that was disturbing to me. Not disturbing, but interesting to me. Also, I think I'll give it credit. The final fight scene was dope. Like, I will give it that love, like,
Agreed.
him being in the pizzeria or whatever, like hiding behind it. And I thought the final scene was dope. But again, I think if Mario was better characterized, that moment would have felt bigger. But for the fact that the whole movie, I'm like, Mario, you suck. Maybe not care that he came back.
Yeah. But then it was cute because they had the dog come back and give him like the head nod at the end. Like, so it was just these little cute little things. Yeah. I just think that maybe it's just editing. I don't know, but and maybe with the sequel, because I'm sure there's going to be 87,000 of them and the TV show and all that stuff.
I was surprised at how much I did enjoy Charlie Day as Luigi, like just like as voice. I thought he was probably one of the better people. That and Anna Taylor-Joy, where they're better actors turned voice actors in this, in my humble opinion.
But do you think, like, because I feel like you make this quasi all-star cast to a degree for this voice acting, I feel like they were wasted, being completely honest. Like, I didn't feel like I didn't think she brought anything extra to the role that any voice actress could have done. Like that, I feel like if you're going to go out and get these people that are names, like it has to be like, I don't know, some particular voice they're going to give you that makes it not them, but distinct enough that you appreciate that they were able to flex their vocals to make it seem not like them. I feel like all of them just almost sounded like themselves.
That's one of the things that made me kind of angry about Seth Rogen playing Donkey Kong, because like he's on interviews going like, oh yeah, I'm just going to be me. I'm not playing a voice. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to go out there and say my lines and collect this fucking paycheck. Because it is like, why have him as Donkey Kong unless you're going to make it like let him be Donkey Kong, right? Unless he's going to pretend to be, like And that's a lot of the reason why I wasn't really a big fan of Chris Pratt being cast, because it's like, at least he tried, I guess.
Right.
But it's just like, yeah, why are we getting these big name people to do this when it doesn't
people
bring?
Watch your movie.
Yeah, but they would have watched it anyway because it's the Mario movie. It's not like
I maybe not. I mean,
yes, I
mean,
think so.
we would have watched it anyway, but
Right.
they might not have gotten the budget for it if they couldn't have said, "Hey, we'll get A-list actors," and
I went in that theater, and let's say 1 out of every 3 people, now let's say 2 out of every 3 people was a child. They don't give a fuck about Chris Pratt or Charlie Day or Seth Rogen. They came to see fucking Mario.
Yeah, but you went at 10 a.m., right? You went to 10 a.m. We went to an 8 o'clock, and our movie was completely packed, and it was nothing but adults.
Yeah, because it's at 8 o'clock. I would at 10.
Jason, okay, you know what? I'm gonna fuck you up. You better stop.
I just
no one ever was past their bedtime, Lisa. They're not going at 8.
Only thing that made me want to puke was when he did say it's on like Donkey Kong. I almost threw up in my seat. But other than that, all right, let's go. Lisa, you have anything else to add? Sorry, I didn't.
No, I'm good. I will never watch it again.
Oh, that 25 minutes span that I missed? It's fine.
That's the best review we can have. I'll never watch it again. All right, let's go down to the roundup. Lisa, give me all your pros, all your cons, and what score would you give Super Mario Brothers?
Okay, Super Mario Brothers. It was funnier than I thought. Loved seeing all the different worlds. Donkey Kong. Regardless of what Jason says, because he's wrong. And I can't remember what the other thing was that I said because I didn't write it down. But so cons are they is nerfed a correct term? They just made Luigi a dodo.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. I wanted to see more of Luigi's Mansion. They just gave us a teeny tiny like little teaser of that, which is bullcrap because they gave us long ass scenes of other random stuff. And I thought the pacing was bad. The highlight of the movie was, for me, Donkey Kong Country minecart racing.
There you go. What score would you give it?
I would I would give it a 2.5. 2.5 out of 5.
Okay. Jason, your roundup.
Here we go. Pros. It actually uses a lot of the iconography of Mario games. The voice acting with a couple exceptions is pretty good. The anime style is bright, vibrant, and completely captures the energy of a later Mario game. The various references to the game don't feel superfluous. And literally the most character development Prince Peach has ever had. That's great. Cons. That Peaches song, I don't know how y'all like that shit. It's not good. I fell asleep. Take that as you will. And Chris Pratt is probably a douchebag in real life. And my overall score, I would go with Lisa and give it a 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Man, I never thought I'd be sitting in a world where I appreciated Mario more than you two.
Mario!
I love it. The thing is, not only do people from Long Island pronounce it Mario, but also every single black person I've ever heard pronounced it Mario. And I'm like, they say his name in the game, guys. I don't understand why we're not
talking Mario, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about,
Mario?
What are you talking about? It's Mario, bro. What are you talking about?
It's me, Mario.
That's another one of my cons. They kept messing up his name and calling him Mario.
And the thing is, I
his
know
name is Mario.
Black dude's named Mario, and they still pronounce it Mario.
His name is Mario. It's not Ong, it's Aang. M. Night. It's not
First
Mario.
Of all,
it's
his
Mario.
name is Aang. I ain't got time for that shit. Anyway.
Fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So good.
As I riled up the people. All right, my pros are they got it right and accomplished a good video game movie. Princess Peach is another one of my pros. Jack Black is another one of my pros. The animation is amazing. The movie was 90 minutes because we never see those kind of movies anymore. So that gets a pro. My cons is too many needle drops. Could have done without a lot of them. My cons are Luigi is useless in this movie, and my con is that I think Mario's characterization is pretty weak, and he's not rootable enough for me. Actually, like I said, it's odd that I will be above you guys. I would actually give this a 3, man. I enjoyed my time while I was there.
We can round up. Everything's a 3.
Sure.
Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I appreciate it.
These scores mean nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Really.
Arbitrary
Quite
at best.
literally.
Arbitrary at best.
I don't think
man.
1,000 years from now, someone's going to pull up our podcast and be like, see, obviously the Mario movie was not worth our time to archive because it's a 2.5. Floor flax.
The names get weirder as we get older. Is that what happens?